Alright, so just a quick little backyard sort of field test of yet another super easy redneck kind of until the money comes solution. I was using those cheap archer's gloves that I made out of the dollar store gloves, and those worked fine with the PVC bow, but once I started using them with this proper recurve, I pretty much ripped the fingertip right off. So I've been looking into solutions, and finger tabs would be a solution. However, I don't have the money to run out and grab a pair right now, so being me, I didn't really want to wait, and I started looking around for, well, how can I make this happen? Alright, so basically what I did was I looked around for something I could destroy to make something I could use, typical JT Bear fashion, and I found this pair of old sandals from the Walmart that the one never really did stick together when I was walking around, was always quite awkward. I ended up putting a staple through it at one point, really quite useless as a sandal, but I noticed this one piece here had pretty much the shape I needed for an archer's release. So what I did was I cut that off. This is from the other side of the sandal, you can see, so if I cut this one off it would be for a left-handed shooter, which I'm not and I don't know any, so I'll just save that together for another project. But cut it off here, cut it off there. Once I did that, I was left with a piece of rubber and some Velcro. This, presses against the hand a little bit, but like I say, this is a short-term solution. Stuck some rope through a couple of holes, made those with my knife, probably a better way to do that. Just tied it on there, run it through, pretty simple. Put it around, and I'm still trying to figure out what's the best way to actually go about using this, but I seem to have settled on putting the rope around my hand like so, because that leaves it covering my first 3 fingers, and I get a pretty good solid draw out of that 45-pound bow. So in case you've never used a finger tab, this is pretty straightforward. It's got a slit in the middle in case you want to go over-under with your shot, but I've been using 3 fingers under in general with this bow because that's what we worked out at the backcountry sports, and I'm just going to stick with what works. The real question is, though, how well does this piece of rubber distribute that weight? And I can get a pretty solid pull out of this. Now granted, I'm not pulling back to proper form, as I've recently learned, but I've also recently learned I need about 2 more inches on the shaft of my arrow to be able to pull that off. However, with bad form, let's see how this shoots. Going for that trophy kill croc there in the middle. Let's see how I do. Close, but not on the mark, was it? And going for the airwalk. Again, close, but not quite on the mark. Anyway, considering the purpose of a finger tab is to redistribute the pressure from the string to the body of the fingers, I'm going to say this works, at least well enough to keep me shooting until I get paid and I can go out and get something better. So until then, this is JT Bear saying go play outside, play safe, but go play outside.